War is usually announced by engines in the sky, by explosions on the ground, by gunfire echoing through streets. During World War II, armies learned to listen for danger. But somewhere behind enemy lines, something unsettling began to happen. People disappeared. No shots were reported. No alarms were raised. No one could explain how. The silence wasn't accidental. It was deliberate. This is the story of a weapon so unexpected, so quiet, and so psychologically unsettling that it barely appears in history books. This is the story of the OSS Crossbow. When the United States entered World War II, it inherited more than a battlefield. It inherited a problem. Traditional armies fought with scale, speed, and firepower. But behind enemy lines, those advantages became liabilities. Sound exposed networks. Visibility invited retaliation. Technology, for all its progress, created trace. To operate in secrecy, America needed something else. So it formed the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS. Their mission was not conquest. It was disruption. By the early 1940s, suppressors existed, but they were imperfect. They reduced sound, they did not erase it. Even the quietest firearm left. A muzzle flash, a mechanical signature, a sound that trained ears could follow for covert agents. That margin was still too wide. The OSS faced a difficult realization. Modern weapons were not always the best tools for silent work. So they asked a radical question. What if progress meant going backward? The answer did not come from a laboratory. It came from history. Before firearms ruled warfare, armies relied on something simpler. Stored energy instead of explosions. The crossbow, to modern eyes, it seemed outdated. To OSS engineers, it offered something priceless. Silence without combustion. No blast, no flash, no chemical signature. Just release. The OSS Crossbow was never meant to be a battlefield weapon. It was compact, purpose-built, designed for controlled environments. Its value wasn't range or speed. Its value was absence. Absence of noise. Absence of attention. Absence of explanation. This wasn't about efficiency. It was about deniability. In covert warfare, confusion is often more powerful than force. When something happens without a clear cause, responses slow down. Reports conflict. Assumptions fail. Fear spreads quietly. The OSS Crossbow fit perfectly into this psychological landscape. Its presence created questions instead of answers. And in war, unanswered questions are dangerous. The crossbow was not mass-produced, not because it failed, but because it was situational. It required patience, discipline, precision. It belonged to a very narrow slice of operations. The OSS understood something important. Not every weapon is meant to scale. Some exist purely for moments when nothing else works. After the war, the OSS was dissolved. Many of its projects disappeared into archives. The crossbow never became iconic. There were no parades, no propaganda posters, no myths. And that was the point. Its success depended on anonymity. The OSS Crossbow was not about nostalgia. It was about restraint. It demonstrated a truth that still applies today. Sometimes the most advanced solution is not louder, not faster, but quieter. In a world obsessed with escalation, the crossbow represented a refusal to escalate at all. It left no explanation. And in the Shadow War, that absence was everything. This is Hidden Weapons of History, where the most powerful tools weren't designed to dominate the battlefield, but to disappear from it. This story is only one chapter in a much larger history. A history of weapons designed not to be seen, not to be heard, and not to be remembered. If this documentary changed how you think about warfare, consider subscribing to Hidden Weapons of History. New stories are waiting, and they are quieter than you expect.